not doing good on the questions. That Saunders book that I have linked in my Amazon link, gold. Okay. All right. Let's see. Boom. All right. We are on YouTube. Yay. I got it fixed. I'm up here trying to tutor and be IT at the same time. Okay. Boom. But what else? What else? What else? Register RN. Yeah, she was a godsender in school. Her content is gold, 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 gold. What else? What else? Who else is good? Of course, Simple Nursing. He has free content on his YouTube, and then I think you can get a subscription as well. But when I was in school, like his free stuff got me through it. Like I still remember the RAS system for like the kidneys and renal because of him. What else? Yeah, those are my go-tos. All of those people. So yeah, this right here tomorrow. Well, here you go. This right here tomorrow night. I'll be breaking down how you do your puzzle pieces, how you set it up, the different ways that you solve different problems, giving you a good foundation so you can start the semester off right. So if you haven't been to my live sessions, it'll be like a good introduction. Jakarish is going to break down some of these concepts that you would need in your math for your HESI or your T's entrance test. What's it called? ATITs? Because I don't know what's on the T's. I didn't have to take a T's. I did ACT and I did my prerequisites, and that's all that I had to do. So I don't be knowing, and I'm like, I don't know. But what I can show you is how to solve every single dosage calculation problem doing it the same way and not hardly even using math. If you can multiply, divide, add, and subtract, then we're good money. So what I use is dimensional analysis. A lot of people cringe and twist their face up when I say it, but if you stay here, give me a chance, let me break it down for you, because we're not going to do math, we're going to do puzzles. Okay, math is such a strong, intimidating word, and a lot of people are like, ooh, math, ooh, like Mufasa or something like that, you know. Okay, be serious. I told you I'm at my wit's end today. So I'm trying to rate it in. Hey y'all, that's coming in. But yes, so math can be intimidating to some people, but we're not gonna do math. We're gonna solve it with puzzles, okay? And I'm going to put up some questions in just a second. We'll get started with some easy peasy lemon squeezy, and then we'll work our way into the hard stuff. So tonight I just want to do a focus on IVs, because IVs, the pumps in real life are intimidating, and then the questions in dosage calculations can be full of fluff. So, you know, you give an IV two ways. You can give it in a pump or you can give it via gravity. So we're going to look at both of those ways that you would give your IVs and determine what information, puzzle pieces that you use to set up your problems, and how you can kind of do them the same way every single time without it being hard. Okay, so let's do some metric conversions first, and then we'll go into some IV stuff. Cool. And then I'll work on a ped session real soon. I already have done one night, and it's on the YouTube channel. I don't know how to pin it necessarily. So if you want that link to that specific YouTube video where I did the peds, then send me a DM. Also, I do private tutoring. I know that's a question a lot. So yes, I do. Can you go on my website right now and book a session? No, you cannot, because I don't have my books open, because I don't know my schedule. But if you reach out to me in a message or via email, then we can set up a date, and then we can practice together. Okay. Alrighty, so what we'll do is we'll start with a metric, and we'll do like a household to metric conversion, and then we'll see how that goes, and let's do some IV stuff. Y'all ready? You ready? Cool. All right. Oh yeah, I'm ready. I can't remember how to do IV, but I'm gonna get it. It's gonna be okay. Hey, my. All right, let's see. I hope y'all had a good weekend. We're going to have a good week. We're going to start off right. We're going to start this off right. Okay. So Boom, metric to household, and we've got some fractions up in that thing, right? A lot of people don't like fractions, but it's okay. Jakara, she's gonna get it through. All right, so boom, I failed dosage count by 1 point, struggling with the IV drip rate. Okay, Diamond, that's okay. That's okay. Delay is not denial. No fractions. Oh, yes, we have to have fractions. The email, here you go. Boom, boom, boom. I think it looks right. Bow. Okay. So we are going from cups to milliliters, right? So we are going from household to metric. So we have to get everything from cups to how many milliliters. So what is our conversion? First of all, we know that 1 cup equals 8 ounces. And then I also know that 1 ounce equals 30 milliliters. Okay, so I can't put this mixed fraction in my equation. It's not going to work. So I have to make it an improper fraction. So that's the first thing that I'm going to do. So I know to make an improper, well, mixed fraction into an improper fraction, we're going to take the big number, which is the 2, and you're going to multiply it times the 3. Once you multiply it times the 3, which is the denominator, then you're going to add the numerator. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 times 3, which equals 6. And then I'm going to add the top number right here, which is 2. So that's going to be 8. And we're going to keep the denominator the same. So our final fraction will be 8/3 cups, okay? And we need to make this milliliters. So if I'm looking for milliliters, I'm going to start with my puzzle piece that has milliliters in it, right? And when I say a puzzle piece, I mean things that go together. Just like 1 day is 24 hours, 1 hour is 60 minutes. There are 365 days in a year, things that go together. So right now we've got 8/3 cups is how many milliliters, right? Boom. So I know that we are looking for milliliters because that is my goal. To get only milliliters. Everything else has to cross out. So I'll do 30 milliliters over 1 ounce. Now I've got ounces at the bottom, so I need ounces to go at the top, right? So I'll use this puzzle piece and I'll say 8 ounces is 1 cup. Ounces cross out. And now I've got cups left, right? So I've got 8/3 cups from my newly converted fraction, all right? So I'll do 8 on the top and 3 on the bottom, cups, right? And your cups cross out. Everything is now gone except for milliliters, okay? So what you're going to do is multiply all your numbers across the top, all of your numbers across the bottom, then divide the top by the bottom. This is the part where we actually do math, okay? So we'll do 30 times 8 times 8 divided by 3. And I got 640 milliliters. Easy enough? I like that. Yeah, it's not bad. It wasn't that bad. See, y'all see stuff and y'all just go, You give up before you ever even try. You just throw in the towel. That wasn't bad at all. See, that wasn't bad. Okay. The fraction part. And with fractions, it just takes doing practice. You got a big number. So, okay, if you have 3, right? So a pie that has 3 pieces in it. You've already got 2 whole pies that have 3 pieces in it a piece, right? So that means you had 6. Then you got another pie that has 2 out of those 3 pieces. So if you add those 2 pieces to the other 6 pieces, then you have 8 pieces. So 8/3. I know I'm always talking about a pie or a cookie or something. I promise you I'm not hungry. But it's like if you kind of relate it to other things, I feel like it gets better. I don't know. All right. So let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. A patient is to receive 30 milligrams of ketorolac which is Toradol. Does anybody know what kind of medicine Toradol is? IM every 6 hours for 48 hours. The pharmacy has ketorolac 60 milligrams per 2 milliliters available in a vial. How many milliliters should the nurse administer for each dose? Right, Pink Deja. It is an NSAID, right? It's a powerful anti-inflammatory. Most of the times when people get in car wrecks, they go to the ED, they're going to give you a shot of Toradol. It's going to help you feel better because it reduces the inflammation. So being that this is an anti-inflammatory, what population of people or what disease process would you be careful in giving this to? Which is it the heart? Is it respiratory? Is it renal? Which patient population would you be careful about giving this to? Okay. All right. This is your little sprinkle of pharmacology. All right. So boom. While y'all thinking about that part, how many mLs should the nurse administer for each dose? So that is my goal, right? Milliliter per dose. So what is ordered? We got 30 milligrams. That is one dose, okay? And you give one dose every 6 hours for 2 days, all right? So we got a whole complete dose. You got your dose, you got your route, you've got your frequency, and you've got your duration, okay? Is this asking us to find how many milliliters per day? No, it's not. So are we going to use the frequency? Nope. That's going to be considered fluff. If it's not asking you about a day or it doesn't have the day in the order and it needs to be broken down per dose, then you're not going to use the frequency. Right, Jacinth? You would be careful in giving somebody who has a renal condition, right? This medicine, because that's going to mess up them kidneys, right? So what kind of labs do you look for in renal patients? I'm giving y'all all kind of little sprinkle tidbits in between. All right, so boom. We've got 30 milligrams, and that's one dose. And then it says that available is this medicine, 60 milligrams per 2 milliliters. And we're looking for milliliter on the top and dose on the bottom. That's right, BUN and creatinine. Okay, those are going to be your kidney functions, right? Your GFR, exactly. Glomerular filtration rate. Say that 10 times fast. All right. So boom, you wouldn't give this to those people whose kidneys can't handle it, because yeah, you're going to get an acute kidney injury real quick. All right. So if we're looking for milliliter on the top and dose on the bottom, what do we start with? We start with what we're looking for. I always like to start with what I'm looking for, because then I don't have to go and find it. Do you have to necessarily start with what you're looking for? No, but it helps you to do it. And if you want to do it the same way every single time, and you want an easier way to see how you set up your problems, because I've come across people and they just don't know where to start with what you're looking for. That's an easy way to start every single time. I'm looking for milliliters, so I'm going to start with my milliliters. So we'll do this puzzle piece right here. So just like in real life, you empty out a puzzle piece from the box, right? They don't fall into place. You have to manipulate them. You got to flip them and rotate them to fit with each other. So I need my puzzle piece to have the 2 on the top and the 2 milliliter on the top and the 60 milligrams on the bottom. Same puzzle piece, just in a different position. Okay. Does that make sense? We're not changing the fact that it's 2 milliliters per 60 mgs. They equal each other. All right. So 2 ml per 60 milligrams. All right. So then we've got milligrams at the bottom. So I need my milligrams at the top. So that's this puzzle piece. So 30 milligrams per 1 dose. milligrams crosses out, and now I am at my goal. I've got milliliter at the top and dose at the bottom. Stop. Don't go any further. Don't try to add 60 minutes, an hour, or whatever you want to try to add in because you think you've got to go farther. No, that's it. So I'm going to multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, divide the top by the bottom. Now, if you've been here before, you know that I have a philosophy. The more steps that you take, the more mistakes that you are able to make. So I don't write all of this down. I don't multiply, then write it down, then multiply, write it down, then put it back all in my calculator. I do all of my steps in my calculator. And see, I got a cute little calculator. And that's all you need to. Don't go out and buy these expensive scientific or graphing calculators. You don't need all that for dosage calc. Just the basic functions and the square root, because you will have to use that one for BSA. And that's all you need. So I'll do all of my numbers across the top. I'm going to enter them in with the multiplication in between. And then hit the divide button. And then all of my numbers at the bottom. And I hit divide between those. So multiply across the top and divide across the bottom. So 2 times 30 divided by 60 is going to be 1. So I would give my patient 1 milliliter per dose. So what does IM mean? How are we going to give this into the patient? Did you waste the other 1 milliliter or did you keep it in the cart? I wasted it because you're not about to come up on me, J-Co. Hey, Noah. Good answer. Yes, yes. All right. So does that make sense? When you have an order, don't be concerned about the frequency, which is that scribbled out part, unless it's concerning about a dose in a day. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to fit all of this information in there because you don't necessarily need everything in the question. Once you determine what you need, put it to the side like I've written it out. I'm a dosage tutor and I still write my goal and what I have to work with. If you go back and forth in the problem and you're trying to pick out these numbers and trying to figure it out, it can get confusing and overwhelming. Try it and let me know how it works. That's all I'm saying. Just try it. Try it. All right. We're not giving any nursing doses. No. You see, look, they didn't even check the BUN, creatinine, GFR, none of that. That's a fast way to hurt your patients and to lose your license. Exactly. You're like, why are they so slumped? They ain't peeing. Oh gosh, what? You don't sit there and then just don't cause a kidney injury, right? Because you want to give them the whole thing. How do you know when to divide the doses? That's a good question. So if it gives you the amount per day and then it tells you that there's a frequency and they want to know how much is per dose, that's when you would divide the doses. I'm not sure why dimensional analysis is confusing, because it was confusing to me too. I hated this in school. I did. If we're being honest, I didn't like this in school. But as I got older and wiser and I figured it out and it made sense, I'm like, you can solve every single problem the same way and it's easy. So stick with me, Farrah. Stick with me and we're gonna solve these puzzles, okay? If y'all are liking the live session, go ahead and double tap on that screen. Let's stimulate the algorithm and let others know that we are studying on a Sunday night. I know the semesters are about to start back. Y'all let me know if you haven't already. LPN, RN, BSN, accelerated. What y'all got coming on? I know I'm excited for y'all. I know you're excited. All right. So a patient is to receive 1,000 milliliters of 5% dextrose in lactated ringers over 8 hours. Using tubing with a drop factor of 15 drops per milliliter, the nurse should regulate the fluid to infuse at how many drops per minute. All right. So what I said earlier is that we can give an IV infusion 2 ways. We can give it in a pump, which is your electronic infusion device, or we can give it via gravity. That's when it's just going to drip, 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 and you set the flow with the regulator, okay? So this one, we're asking drops per minute. This is a gravity problem. And so with those gravity problems, you have a set that's calibrated to deliver a drip. So you've got 1 micro drip. So if you see something that says micro drip, that means it takes 60 little teeny teeny tiny drips to give 1 milliliter of solution or medicine. This one is a big old fat 15 drop, right? So it's a big fat juicy drop. So it's a macro. So macro means big, right? Micro means little. So you've got different macro drip sets, but only one micro drip. So if you've got a question that says micro drip, automatically think those are little teeny tiny drops, so 60. But this one is giving us 15, okay? BSN, LPN. I take my NCLEX tomorrow. Oh, shucks. Oh, shucks. Yes, I love it. I'm so excited. We got to pray hard. Yes. All right. L Boogie 81. You're awesome for this. I remember having nightmares from anxiety. No. Farm D student. Okay, Dash. All right, Farm D. I was a pharmacy technician before I was an LPN, so that was why this is my jam, and it helps so much with the medicines too. All right, so a patient is to receive 1,000 milliliters, right? So we need to know how much over how long. How much of this fluid needs to go in, and how long will it take it to go into their IV, okay? Don't get that confused with questions that have a frequency on there, because remember, a frequency is how often that we give them a dose of that, okay? So our volume over time is 1,000 milliliters over 8 hours, okay? And then we've got a drop factor of 15 drops per ml, and that's all the puzzle pieces it gives us, okay? So what we need to do now is start with what we're looking for. If we want drops on the top and minutes on the bottom, then we start with our drops. This puzzle piece right here has 15 drops per milliliter, and your drop factor is always going to be how many drops does it take to give a milliliter of medicine or solution, okay? So now we've got milliliter on the bottom. I'll use this puzzle piece right here. It's 1,000 milliliters over 8 hours. My milliliters cross out, and now I've got drops at the top, which is part of the goal, but then I need minutes at the bottom. I have hours at the bottom, okay? So how do I fix this? I know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. That's when your conversion comes into hand, okay? So I'll put my 1 hour at the top, so it'll cross out over 60 minutes. And now I've got drops on the top and minutes at the bottom, okay? Does that make sense on how we're using these puzzle pieces to come up with the picture that's on the puzzle box and solve these problems? Yeah. So now all we have to do is multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, divide the top by the bottom. But I'm not going to write it down, so don't look for it. I'm going to put it in my calculator. All right. 15 times 1,000 divided by 8 divided by 60 equals 31. My microphone was in the way and it hit my hand. All right, let's do this again. 31.25 drops per minute. All right, so have you ever walked in the kitchen and seen a quarter of a drop fall out? No, it was either a drop or not a drop, right? So we have to round this to the nearest whole number. So we rounded this to the nearest whole number. Our answer would be 31 drops per minute. Boom, baby. Aha. So what do y'all think about it? You liking it so far? Those who, kind of iffy about dimensional, you make it so simple. You know what? You're welcome. I feel like if it's taught to you in a way that makes sense, because if you don't know, it can be confusing. You don't know where to start, what goes together, what to put on the top and what to put on the bottom. Is that the issue with dimensional analysis? Dimensional analysis that kind of gets you like, what in the world? Because you'll get upset and frustrated, and you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna do desired over half. But desired over half only gets you so far, because sometimes when you get to those critical drip problems and you got microgram per kilogram per minute, you've got all these conversions that you have to do. You've got to break it down to find your desired amount, but it's got to be per hour, and you've got per minute. You don't multiply it by 60. If you're not strong at math, then it gets really, really confusing, right? So what you do is we're going to go step by step. Goal. What is this question asking me to find? What do I need for my equation to look like once all of my units are set up? Because that's what we're doing. We're setting up the equation and crossing out the unit so that our end product, everything else is crossed out, will look like drops on the top and minutes on the bottom, because that is what the question is asking me for. Nothing more and nothing less. Okay. So then we start with what we're looking for. The puzzle piece that had drops in it was the 15 drops per milliliter. I know it had milliliter in it, but two things, they can't be separated. You have a puzzle piece, that puzzle piece stays together. You haven't cut a puzzle piece in real life and separated it to make it fit in like a puzzle, right? So it's the same concepts. Keep that piece. So then we had milliliter at the bottom. So I needed another puzzle piece to fit with it so that the milliliters cross out, because was that part of my goal? No, my goal was drops at the top. So nothing else should remain at the top because I've already got that goal part at the top. I'm trying to get to my minutes at the bottom. So then my milliliters crossed out and I had hours at the bottom because those puzzle pieces stay together, and milliliter per hour was one puzzle piece. So then I had hour at the bottom. So then I needed to take care of that hour. So I put in my conversion because I knew that 1 hour is 60 minutes. And then they crossed out and then you had the goal. All right. So just stay with me. It'll click. It might take a couple of them. It might take a couple, and it does take practice. This does not just happen overnight. Once whatever clicks and goes in your mind that, oh, this is how you do it, it gets addicting. It gets fun. I promise you. But just give me a little bit. Just give me a little bit. Okay, Mimi, I know. All right, let me see what y'all have been saying in these comments. Can you do another flow rate one? Yes, I'm focusing really on IVs tonight. So if you have suggestions or requests for Wednesday, then you can drop those in the chat. Do you have a schedule for when you go live? Yeah, it's right here at the bottom. Study Buddy Sundays at 7:30, and Work It Out Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on, of course, Sunday and Wednesday. That is my problem. I failed my math exam 2 times. This was really helpful. I'm glad it's helping. Currently in LPN school and taking pharmacology. You're a blessing. Thank you. Scientist transitioning to ABSN program next year. You're welcome. That's scientist sounds so scientific. Okay, can you do a reconstitution problem? If I got time, Neff. If not, I will do it on Wednesday night. What did I multiply exactly? So what I multiplied was 15 times 1,000. I don't put the 1 in there because the 1s don't make a difference. Anything times 1 is going to be itself, right? So that's 15,000 over your 8, your 8 times 60, which is your 480. So that's 15,000 divided by your 480, which is 31.25. So that's how you do it. You multiply all your numbers across the top, all of your numbers across the bottom, divide the top and the bottom. Okay, you said you're agreeing, Mimi. Okay, then I was just trying to make sure. The problem is my foundation teacher and lab teacher teach it 2 different ways. See, Summer, and that's what happens because a lot of people like to mismatch and have dimensional analysis and desire and ratio, and I'm like, just pick one. Pick one way because you will surely get confused. If you do them the same way every single time, then yeah. So Tizzy, I see you down here at the bottom. There are formulas that you can use. But my thing is, I'm 36 years old. I got to remember, I don't even remember what I ate yesterday morning sometimes. So these formulas, if you don't get them right, because the formula for drop factor is your volume in milliliters over your time in minutes times your drop factor. If you don't put that bottom number in minutes, then if you just put like 2 hours instead of 120 minutes, it's going to be wrong. And you're like, I set it up right. Why is this wrong? Because you didn't put the bottom number in minutes. So with dimensional analysis, you don't have to memorize formulas. There are a few instances in dosage calculations where you do have formulas that you have to use, like BSA. But for the most part, dimensional, if you just know your conversions, which is only a handful that you have to know, you're good money. All right. I'm a scientist at a biopharmaceutical company ready to step away and get closer to patient care. Ooh, interesting. Tell me more. Tell me more. I start my first semester next week. Hey, turn up. I'm excited for y'all. Dosage calc scares me. See, Sasha, you got to go back and you got to leave the classroom, come back in. You said the S word. S words and F words, scared and fear aren't allowed here. We can be nervous, we can be unsure, but hey, we're not going to be scared of numbers and words and letters. We're going to put these puzzle pieces together. Yeah. Hey, see, is your study session expensive? There are different options on there. I don't think it is. I think it's very affordable because I know y'all are nursing students. So there are different study options on there on the site if you want to go and check it out. And then if you need to study or schedule a private session with me, just send me a message because my books aren't open because my schedule is hectic. All right, so an order reads KCl. What is KCl? 20 milliequivalents in 500 milliliters of D5W and will be infused over 12 hours. What is the infusion rate in milliliter per hour? Okay, so what is this question asking me to find? It's asking me to find milliliter per hour. Okay, nothing more and nothing less. Potassium chloride. Can you push potassium IV? Yes or no? No. Exactly. Too much potassium equals tall T waves. You're going to do something to that heart real serious, aren't you? All right. Okay. Exactly. Y'all know things. See, you know things. You know things. All right. So boom. What is our volume? Our volume is 500 mLs. Okay. And it's to be infused over 12 hours. It literally tells you put it over 12 hours. So what is the infusion rate? Don't we have milliliter at the top and hours at the bottom? Yep, that's it. So all we have to do is divide the top by the bottom. And that is going to be 41.6 repeating. Okay, so rounding time. If we are to round this to the nearest whole number, what is our answer? And so is this question asking for milliequivalents, micrograms, milligrams, or anything like that? No. So when you see stuff like this, that's fluff. We want volume over time, okay? When you're giving an IV, how much over how long it is to be given into that patient. Milliequivalent. So, Mab, Buddha abuser. Oh my gosh. Oh, every time I say your name, I get tickled. So, some things are measured in milligrams, grams, micrograms. Some things are ordered in measured in international units because potassium chloride is a electrolyte. It's measured in milliequivalents. Okay, so that's just a different form of measure that it is measured in. Okay, so boom, if we did round this, so if this is the whole number, that's everything to the left of the decimal, right? You go one decimal place to the right. So if that number is 4 or below, it's a no-go. If it's 5 or more, you raise the score 1, okay? And then the rest of it falls off. So that's going to be 42 milliliters per hour. And this part right there is very, very important because I do not want you to get points taken off for not labeling your stuff, okay? Because I've seen them do it. All right. So that one was kind of easy, but it might have been a little tricky for you. Like, that's it? Yeah, that's it. All right, so boom, Zyvox, 600 milligrams IV once a day is ordered for a patient. The Zyvox is dissolved in 300 milliliters of normal saline and should infuse over 1 hour. Using the tubing with a drop factor of 20 drops per milliliter, how many drops per minute should the Zyvox be infused? Be cool. We rounded it to the nearest whole number. So you got 41.67, which was accurate, but we rounded it to the nearest whole number. Yeah, it was a distractor. That 20 milliequivalents was part of your complete order, but were you looking for, did it ask you for how many milliequivalents per hour? Nope. So we were looking for volume over time. That milliequivalent was kind of like mass. All right. Do I have any reconstitution problems? I do. You the second person who asked for it. If I get done with these in a timely manner, I'll scoop up one. Okay. But reconstitution, what I'm going to tell you is going to change your life. All right. So boom. What are we looking for? We are looking for volume over time, right? Because our goal is drops per minute. So volume. So you've got, what's the fluff? Is this asking for milligram? Is this asking for gram? Is this asking for microgram? Nope. Okay. So this is our volume. And then it said should infuse over 1 hour. That's your time, right? So 350 milliliters over 1 hour. And then this is your drop factor. Your tubing set is 20 drops per milliliter. And that's all we got, right? So what we're going to start with is what we're looking for. This puzzle piece right here, because I want my drops on the top. 20 drops per milliliter. Now I've got milliliter on the bottom. So I know I need milliliter to go with that on the top to cross it out because it's not part of the goal. So we'll have 350 mLs over 1 hour. So milliliters crosses out. Now I've got hour at the bottom. I need minutes at the bottom. So we'll do 1 hour over 60 minutes. Hours crosses out and you've got drops per minute. And now we can finally do some math. Hey, thank you so much. You're welcome. Will you be going over pediatrics one day soon? I did a peds night, but I will do another peds night. If you want the link for the one that I did previously, send me a message and I'll send it to you. Okay. So 20 times 350 divided by 60. Is going to be 116.6 repeating. So if we rounded that to the nearest whole number, our answer would be 117 drops per minute. Okay. Is it getting easier as we keep going along? It's gonna take some practice, but just give me a little bit. Just give me a little bit. I thought you crossed out 350. Why multiply it with 20? Okay, let's go back. The units cross out, but not the numbers. So what we are trying to do is to get our units to match what the goal is, okay? So the math is going to math at the end, but we need to know how to math it, if that makes sense. So we want units to go on the top and bottom and cross out until it looks like what it is that we're looking for. So this part, the milliliters cross out, the hours cross out. So you got drops on the top and minutes on the bottom. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. All right. I want it to make sense. Alrighty. So the patient has Levaquin 500 milligrams ordered once daily. The Levaquin is available in 150 milliliters of normal saline and should infuse over an hour. Using the tubing with a 15 drop per minute drip factor, how many drops per minute should the Levaquin be infused? What kind of medicine is Levaquin? Is this SAT prep? Andrew, no. We are doing dosage calculations for med school, pharmacy school, nursing school, anybody who has to give medicine or prepare it. All right. But you're welcome to stay here. All right. Boom. So what is our fluff? Well, hold on. What's our goal? That's the first thing. We are looking for drops per minute, right? Okay. So the fluff. Are we looking for a milligram, a microgram, a gram? Any of that? Nope. It's fluff. What is our volume? 150, and it should infuse over 1 hour. Okay, so 150 ml over 1 hour. And then we've got a drop factor of 15 drops per milliliter. If I'm looking for my drops, I start with my drops, which is going to be 15 drops per milliliter. Milliliter is at the bottom. I need milliliters at the top. So I'll do 150 ml over 1 hour. Milliliters process out. Now I've got drops on the top and hour on the bottom. Is that goal? Nope. Got to keep on going. So that means I put my 1 hour at the top and my 60 minutes at the bottom. Hours process out. Now we have goal. Look at that beautiful puzzle piece. All right. So 15 times 150 divided by 60 is going to be 37.5. If we round this to the nearest whole number, because this is the whole number, we go one place to the right. That's 5 or more. So we raise the score. So that'll be 38 drops per minute. Per. Big per. Per. Le per. Okay. What is the difference between drip factor and drop factor? Just the I know. Sometimes it will say drop factor. Sometimes it'll say drip factor. Drip, drop. Same difference. We did IV push. Do I got one that says IV push? What are you looking for? Like how many milliliters per minute would you push the medicine, Ureli Mendoza? Is that what you're looking for? We did something similar in chemistry. My professor suggested to match the top and the bottom. Honey bunny, what you talking about? I know in chemistry you have stoichiometry, which is dimensional analysis, but what do you mean by matching the top and the bottom? Can't you just do 100 mLs divided by 60 minutes times 15? Yeah, that would be the formula for it, Gabby. I'm dead. What did I say? Mimi, I don't think I said anything wrong. I don't know. You think you getting it, Nurse Ash? I want you to. I want you to, baby. Because I mean it doesn't have to be bad. I don't want y'all to have, because I said big purr. Oh, see, I don't really remember saying it. I told you, my kid drug me through the ringer, man. It's like she's in between. And so they have these preferences and I don't like that or I want that. And I'm just like, you know what? Get some school clothes so you can go to school. Okay? You got my follow. Yay! Welcome, friend. Awesome. If y'all are liking this session, I got 2.2K likes. I know I don't drop some gems. Can I get some likes up in here? Thank you. How do you pick out the fluff? So, Nurse Ash, use your goal. If it's asking for milligrams, micrograms, milliequivalents, whatever, then use it. If it's not, no go. All right. So boom, the physician orders. Thank y'all for the gifts too. I appreciate the roses and the gift, the kind one. I didn't even see that one. Thank you so much. Sometimes it's difficult to see the questions and everything else pop up because I get this big huge screen and I'm writing down on my iPad, and so I do apologize if you're like, she's ignoring me or she didn't see that. But I appreciate everything y'all do. I appreciate the support as I support y'all. Just know that it's truly humbling. All right. Woo. The physician orders fluconazole 200 milligrams twice a day. The fluconazole is dissolved in 250 milliliters of normal saline. It is to be infused over 2 hours. Using tubing with a drop factor of 10 drops per milliliter. How many drops per minute should be infused? Okay. So, what are we looking for? Drops per minute, right? So, what kind of medicine is fluconazole? Girl, I hope you do this a lot because I struggle with math and I go back for RN in October. Okay, Grace. Okay, pause real quick. I'm gonna pause. Yeah, whoever was not here earlier, go here. Boom, you see that pretty lady right there? That's Jakara Lewis. She's the T's Test math prep goat, okay? She breaks down all kind of math stuff. Y'all go to her YouTube channel and you follow her, you subscribe and you thumbs up everything. Do you hear me? Everything. I mean everything. Because she's going to help you with your T's test, your entrance, your HESI, all of those fractions and everything like that. You used to see, look, I'm telling you, somebody used Jakara Lewis for math. So we're tag teaming. Okay. All right. So boom. Tomorrow she's gonna be giving you some basics and some foundational applications for math, and then I'm gonna cruise on in there with our puzzle pieces, right? Because we don't do math on my side of things, okay? We do puzzle pieces. I want y'all to get this dimensional analysis down because I want it to be easy for you. I don't want you to have anxiety. I want you to be able to use your goals to see what you're looking for, to how to set up these problems, because you can do every single problem the exact same way with dimensional analysis. Desired over half is good, and I'm not racking on anybody who uses desired over half, because I didn't like dimensional analysis in school, and I tell you that every single time that I get on here. I don't like this. I did not like this. But is it the easiest thing? Yes. When you get it, you've got it, and it's there forever, okay? Because just like we had to go back to paper charting however many months, was it 2-3 months ago, when I was working in the hospital and we got cyber attacked, and then you seen there was another instance where everything went down with Cerner and Epic and they had to go back to paper. Now you've got to pull out this dosage calculations. Like I said, I'm 36. I don't remember what I ate yesterday. So I know sometimes those formulas get a little bit specific. And if your formula for drops per minute is volume over time in minutes, and you put hours at the bottom instead of the minutes, then it's going to mess it up. So I want to show you a foolproof way every single time to look for what the question is asking, to set your units up on the top and the bottom, even those PEDS questions that y'all keep asking about, these weight-based critical medicine. So if you up in the air 50,000 feet making big money, saving somebody's life before they get to the hospital, do you have a computer up there? Do you need service up there, right? If you know how to set these drips up and you've got these dimensional analysis down, then you good money. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be the expert, whether you have a Pyxis, whether you have a computer or not. So I'm just trying to give you a way that, you can, okay? All right, I'm done talking. I'm done. Okay, so what was we doing? All right. Drops on the top and minutes on the bottom. All right, so boom, we said that dimensional analysis, not dimensional analysis, fluconazole, right? It's an antifungal, right? So you see that azole, that's what you usually use for antifungals. So when you're doing your pharmacology studying, look at those endings, right? Just like meconazole, azole, that's going to be your antifungals, okay? Alrighty. So, are we looking for a milligram? Nope. And so, are we asking about how many milliliter? Right. Not to be confused with omeprazole, right? Because that's not for the stuff. That's not for antifungals. That's for your GERD and your H2 receptors, right? So, twice a day. Are we asking about how much in a day? No. You see how we're using our goal to look at what information? All right. So how much? Our volume is 250 ml over 2 hours. That's how long we want it to take to infuse. And then your drop factor is 10 drops per milliliter. Okay. So I'm going to start with, my drops. 10 drops per milliliter. Milliliters at the bottom. I need my milliliter at the top. So I'll do 250 ml over 2 hours. Milliliters crosses out. I've got my hours at the bottom. So I need to put my hour at the top and my 60-minute at the bottom, because I need minutes at the bottom. All of my units have crossed out because the units is where the sauce is. If you're not writing your units by your numbers doing dimensional analysis, you're setting yourself back 10 steps. That is the most important part. I know some people are like, well, I just want to put the numbers there. Well, how do you know what to cross out? How do you know what's going to go on top and the bottom? Do yourself a favor, write those letters by those numbers and cross them out, okay? And then we've got our goal. So drops on the top and minutes on the bottom. That's what we're looking for. So we'll do 10 times 250 divided by 2 divided by 60. And then that is 20.83 repeating, right? So we round that to the nearest whole number because this is your whole number. This is 8 or more. 5 or more, raise the score. So it'll be 21 drops per minute. Oh, thanks for the shares. Thanks for the likes. Oh my gosh. Alrighty, it tried to say that we weren't on here doing stuff, and yes, we are. Okay, so next, vancomycin. It is not aminoglycoside. Pharmacy student came up in here and read me my rights. I was like, "You right." Hey, Mercedes, how you doing, baby? How do you do everything in the calculator without writing it out? Okay, I'll show you the calculator trick. We'll set this one up and then I'll go over the calculator trick again. And y'all, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. They're not required, but they are greatly appreciated. I think I might have this, but my kids working my nerves and distracting me. They being fluff, right? Distractors. That's all right. The extra fluff gets me every time. It's Deidre. Use your goal to help you decipher through the extra stuff. Is it asking me for this? No, then I might not need that. Okay, I'm a kid. Oh, okay, I'm gonna get it, but then I get lost without writing it out. Well, write it out. Write your stuff on the side. That I'm saying, like, they're not gonna count off of for you taking your puzzle pieces and writing them out on the side, or you putting goal on your paper. Okay, taking prerequisites. I'm hoping you'll still be here doing this in 2 years, God willing. God willing. I should be. And yes, I do have a YouTube channel, and I'm working on redoing some of the older videos and replacing them with the newer steps, because when I first started, I didn't use the puzzle piece analogy, but I think using puzzles and how they fit and how you set it up, it kind of makes it stick. Y'all let me know, do y'all like that puzzle piece analogy, right? All right, so boom, the patient has vancomycin 1250 milligrams ordered once daily for an infection. Okay, so if our patient is on vancomycin, then what organ metabolizes it? Is it going to be the liver or the kidneys? The vancomycin is available in 500 milliliters of normal saline and should infuse over 2 hours. Using tubing with a drop factor of 10 drops per milliliter, how many drops per minute should the vancomycin be infused? Oh, I see a duel in the comments. She said all of the above. Stop. You said it's going to go through the kidneys eventually, right? The main one is going to be the liver. So that's why we're going to do a peak and a trough. So peak and a trough, the peak is the the highest level that it is that it is in the blood, and then the trough is the lowest one. So you draw your trough 30 minutes to an hour, depending on your protocol of your hospital before you give it. And yeah, but the pharmacy should tell you, like, okay, we need a trough, and then they use that to see how much medicine is in the blood before you would give it. Because if you're giving too much, yeah, you're gonna hurt some stuff, right? Nurse 2.0, ototoxic, nephrotoxic, red man syndrome. See, all that stuff we got to know. We're smart people, we know things, nurses. Okay, all right, boom. So what is our goal? Y'all know how to put these puzzle pieces together too. Gosh darn it. All right. So are we looking for milligrams? No, we're looking for drops per minute. So what is that? Volume over time. So our volume is 500 milliliters, and it is to infuse over 2 hours, right? And you got 10 drops per milliliter for your drip factor, drop factor. Just the I and the O. There's a difference between it, okay? So if I'm looking for my drops on the top, I'll do 10 drops per milliliter, okay? Then I've got my 500 milliliters over 2 hours. Milliliters crosses out, and now I've got hours at the bottom. So then I'll do 1 hour over 60 minutes. Hours crosses out, and now I've got drops on the top and minutes on the bottom. You see, I've done all of these problems and they look different, right? But I did it the same way. What are my puzzle pieces? I need my volume over my time. They go together. They're married. Whatever you want to call it. It's on a puzzle piece. I got my drop factor. It's on a puzzle piece. I got my goal. I'm going to set it to what I'm looking for, and everything else crosses out. I'm at my goal, and now I'm going to do the calculator trick. So the calculator trick, okay, is all of your numbers across the top, you multiply. So we'll do 10 times 500. And if you want to put the 1 in, you can, but I don't, because it doesn't make a difference. Then I hit the divide button, right? Then I put in all of my numbers on the bottom and I hit divide in between those. So that there's an invisible 1 in front of the milliliter. It's called a coefficient if you want to be proper and prim about it, right? So I don't put it in there. I'll do my 2 divided by 60 equals. So I hit the equal button 1 time and that'll give me that number. So 41.6 repeating. So if we are to round this to the nearest whole number, this is my whole number that I'm starting at, everything to the left of the decimal. And then we go 1 decimal place to the right, which is the 10th place. If it's 5 or more, we raise the score. So it's going to be 42 drops per milliliter. Hey. All right, let me see what y'all saying over here. So I tried doing dimensional analysis and got 42 drops per minute. Look at you, Farrah Prince. Go ahead. That's the answer. How did you like it? It wasn't that bad, was it? Where did you get the 1 hour over 60 miles per hour? Honey bunny. Huh? I got 1 hour is 60 minutes. That okay, you said minutes below it. I just didn't look below. I'm sorry. Autocorrect got you, and I understand. That sounds like miles per hour. Like, wait a minute now. Why isn't it 120 since it's 2 hours? Jay Renee, I just put 2 hours because that's what the problem gives me. I don't too much go in and manipulate my information. I put what I have so I know that it's accurate. When you start going in and converting and changing things, too many steps, right? So the more steps that you take, the more mistakes that you're likely to make. So I know that this is what I got in my problem. This is how I set it up. If I got a conversion, I know it's going to take care of it at the end when my units cross out and the math is going to math. Let's see. Tanisha, I don't know how you got 50. What'd you do? I got this one right, following along with you. Yes. Wow, this whole time I only did the math of what wasn't crossed out. For example, 10 over 60. No wonder. Okay. Somebody said that we racing. Stop. I like dimensional analysis. Okay, good. It just takes some time, y'all. It takes some time, man. I'm telling you, it's different. But once you get it, you got it. It'll take practice, of course, and then I need to put the puzzle pieces together. Your God sent this evening. Thank you. Thank you. I wish I found your page a month ago, about a week ago. Okay, stop. Y'all, she really did a number on me. I love my baby, but she has her own style. And do y'all have kids? Like, I don't know. Riz and Sigma and all kind of stuff. I'm just like, what? I want preppy stuff. I'm like, that's not preppy. Like, yes, it is. I'm like, no, it's not. I don't know. Okay, so this is very helpful. Thank you. You're welcome. If we were to put 120 with no mistakes, though, like, would it most likely give you the same answer? Okay, so honey bunny, because you want to change these minutes so bad, I'm going to show you what the formula is. So the formula is going to be your volume, which is milliliters, okay, over your time. And it has to be in minutes. And we're going to multiply that times your drop factor, which is going to be GTT over milliliters. Okay, so if your volume is 500 ml, you put it over 2 hours, which is going to be 60 times 2, so 120 minutes. Then you're going to do times 10 GTT per milliliter. So you see your milliliters crossed out, and you got drop on the top and minutes on the bottom. So if you wanted to change it and you did it flawlessly with your math skills, then that's how it would look. And that is the formula method. So that's right. I'm getting it, and I right away cut the fluff. Awesome. So yes, if you want to use formulas, like I said, go right ahead. But you got ABGs, you got values, you got abnormal values, you've got vital signs for infants, babies, preschoolers, school-age children, adolescents, young adults, old adults, middle old adults, ancient adults. You've got you've got ABGs. You've got to know all of these pathophysiology processes for all of these diseases that go on in the body. You've got a lot of stuff to memorize in school. So if I can make it a little bit easier, then that's what I'm trying to do. But if you like formulas, and I'm not even being messy, I'm not being funny. If you like formulas, then that will be it. Okay. Let's see. You're welcome for everybody who said thank you. Would I get the same answer if you use ratio and proportion? Can you use ratios with this? I'm trying to think, how could you use ratio? I'm sorry. You caught me off guard with that one. Carolyn, don't go into the light, okay? I got a cat. Okay, then. I guess when I was talking about my kid, you said you had a cat. Was it supposed to be milliliters per minute? I'm confused. It's supposed to be drops per minute. And Nicolette, hey girl. How old are my kids? Good night. I love you. Huh? You finna take a bath? Okay then. Good night. All right, so I've got a 2-year-old. She just told me she's finna go and take a bath, and then I have 11-year-old, both girls, Gen Alpha. Let's see. What did y'all say? When I divided it by 60 minutes, it wouldn't work, but I get it now. Okay, yeah, you're gonna make me drop out. No, don't drop out. Teach pharmacology, please. I try, Natasha. I be trying to sprinkle a little hither and thither there. You know what I'm saying? But the dosage part, the math part is my baby. I said math, the puzzle pieces. Okay. So no, I don't go over other subjects. I don't. But yes, for dosage calculations, and because I do all kind of dosage. Tonight we were just hitting heavy on the IV drip rates and milliliter per hour part. But usually we have all kinds of problems. So if you have a request for Wednesday night, because I will be back on Wednesday night, and then tomorrow night, the Zoom session with me and the GOAT of T's Test Prep, Miss Jakara Lewis. Y'all go and follow her page on here. Go and follow her page on YouTube. Support us as we support you, because we really, really appreciate it. I'm telling you, we're just trying to get y'all. I'm trying to get y'all in these hospitals, because I'm not there anymore. I went from the bedside to the roadside and to helping you with this math. Okay, so I need y'all to take care of me, because like I said, I'm knocking on 40. Hopefully God keeps me in good shape as I've been in, but hey, stuff happens. So I need y'all to be knowledgeable, and I need y'all to know how much medicine you're giving, and I need y'all to be cool about being nurses, because yeah, just curious, during the exams, can you use calculators? Yeah, to my knowledge, a lot of people can use calculators. If not like a physical calculator, then you can use the calculator that's like on the ATI or HESI program, like on the computer. And see, this one is mine, and I've got it linked in my Amazon storefront. It's just a cute little bubbly calculator, nothing fancy. Okay, that's all you need is like the basic functions, and make sure it's got the square root on there, because if you do pediatric problems, most time the pediatric problems problems are based off of kilograms, or your body surface area, which is meters squared. So of course you got that square, right? So you have to take the square root of the height and weight times multiply by each other, and either divide it by 3131 if you're using the US measurements, or 3600s if you're using your metric. Okay. I can't afford to make nothing harder. I'm already 41 and pushing into this RN program. Okay, Grace, get it. I watched these lives back when I was into intro to nursing, and now I'm about to take pharmacology. I'm so excited. Do my kids fight? Yeah, they do. And the little one wins. She's such a bully. Like, I'm like, you're this big. And then the big one lets her do the stuff. And I'm like, why are you letting her do you like that? And so then I got to step in, and then she wants to fall out like she's been the victim, and I'm like, no, like, and then she goes to my golden doodle and starts fussing at her, and then she's just looking at her like, why are you fussing at me? And it's just a whole bunch of mess. You definitely need dosage calculations. Would you be a dosage calc instructor at a college? Brittany, if I went back to school and got my master's in education and nursing, then yeah, I could. But I have a big old BSN, and I've got a business and 2 kids and a husband and a business that I'm running. So I am sticking to this YouTube, this TikTok, and these private sessions for right now. So holler at me, okay? Let's see. You're amazing. I think you do well. Thank you. Y'all are awesome. The way you teach it, that can solve all dosage problems. Yes. Mostly all of your dosage problems. Now, some, like when I was talking about the body surface area, that's a formula for that. So some things you have to have a formula for, but metric conversions, your tablets, your parenteral stuff, the stuff that you put in the IV, your IV drips, your weight base, your ped safe dose range. What is your weight base? What am I missing? Your percent solution, your tube feeding dilution, all of that you can do with dimensional analysis, and you do it the same way. What is this asking me for? What are my puzzle pieces? What am I going to start with? Start with what you're looking for, okay? And then cross out everything. And once you get to what it is that you're looking for, then that's it. I understand how to set the problems up. However, how are you solving it to get the answer? I am Duke. I multiply across the top. Write that number down. Multiply across the bottom. Write that number down. Divide the top by the bottom. But because I don't like to write that number down, because when we get to the weight base, you can get an answer that's in like the millions, and you got all these zeros, and we know that zeros make a difference, because if you leave a zero out, then you like, I either got a really big number or a really small number. You're like, nah, I can't give them 1,000 milliliters of fluid, or something like that. Just crazy number, right? So I keep everything in the calculator, and I do the calculator trick. I multiply all of my numbers across the top. So I'll hit number times number times number times number. Then when I get to the top, the end of that top line, I hit divide instead of equals. And then all of my numbers on the bottom, I hit those numbers in, and I press divide in between those. So you're multiplying across the top and dividing across the bottom. And then when you get done, you hit the equal sign one time, and that will give you your answer. Do I do private tutoring? Yes, I do. I don't want to say do, but yes, I do provide private tutoring. So abrntutoring.com is my site. And then I do have free resources on there too. So if you go to there, you will get my cheat sheets, practice questions. There is a sheet on there that shows you how to set up your puzzle pieces for all of your different types of problems. Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm trying to answer all of y'all questions, but oh my gosh. Oh, you have the pink calculator. I love pink, if you can't tell. I mean, like in nursing already. What do you mean, my mind? Well, I don't know. I got lost in the sauce. I'm sorry. I failed. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Will I do pediatric tonight? Pat Fabulous. Not tonight. I can do some of those on Wednesday. I have done a ped session with safe dose and weights and all of that. And I'll give you the link to it if you send me a direct message, and I'll give you that one to my YouTube session, because this is going to be on YouTube as well. So, if you want to, get that one, then yeah. And then I can do some ped stuff on Wednesday. So if y'all have requests for Wednesday night, I try to look over the chat after I get done with it, and see if there's anything that I missed. So if you would like a problem solved or a type of problem solved for Wednesday, let me know. And let's see here. That sibling rivalry is real. I have 4 boys. My gosh. Oh my goodness. You'll be tuning in more, Tanika. I'm excited. Do the BSA, please. I'm confused on that. Black Panther. It's about 9 o'clock at my time. Where are y'all from? I'm from Alabama. So, and I done been out all day and my nerves is shot. And I've got to prepare for tomorrow night. So if I will do BSA on Wednesday, I'll go ahead and write it down. Okay. Write it down. I need a Post-it. Where are my Post-its? Are y'all excited to start school? I'm excited for you, honestly. Like, yeah, they finna go back to school. BSA. Okay, boom. I need to know, how are the weight-based problems? Weight-based are my absolute favorite. I will go over those on Wednesday as well. I'll include some. I can do those all night. They're my favorites. I think those, it's where the puzzle pieces really, really come together, especially when you have an order for a microgram per kilogram per minute, and then the medicine is available in milligram per milliliter, and then the weight is in pounds, so you have to do conversions and set it up. I love it. Love it. Aminata, I think that's what your name is. Tomorrow is this. This is tomorrow. So if you have, and it is free, it is free. So yeah, via Zoom. So we'll be in that thing, okay? Do you go over conversions? Yes, Natasha, we start with conversions. I feel like those are the easier problems. So we start off a little easy and then we get a little rough, like Tina Turner said. All right, boom. I need your calculator. It looks cute. It's linked in my Amazon storefront. That is linked in my Amazon storefront. And that book that I was talking about earlier in the live session about the NCLEX, the Saunders NCLEX book that helps you go over the nursing questions and the rationales in the end part of the chapters, and it gives you the do. So if you're in med surg and you're going over cardiology or you're going over peri-op or whatever it is, it's going to give you, because it's a review, but it's going to give you what all you need to know, because sometimes these textbooks be having too much sauce in it, but this will give you, it helped me so greatly after I got that book and started using that to study and doing the questions and doing the rationales on the end. Oh my gosh, game changer. And they have it for RN and LPN, and then Lippincott has one too, so I got both of those linked into my Amazon storefront. You are great. Thank you, Sasha. You great too, girl. I'm scared for my exam. Mimi, go. You know the rules. You're here too often. You know the rules. You got to go out and come back in. We do not say it scared. Are we leaving? No, I'm still talking. If you want to leave, you can. I'm done with questions for tonight. So if you have questions about dosage calculations, I'll answer those for a few minutes. But like I said, I'm tired. Those are all the questions that I had for tonight. I just wanted to kind of break down the IV stuff on this session, but it will be available on YouTube. Somebody say yes. Are capsules supposed to be rounded to Jodeci? Jodeci is on YouTube on my on my live session. Ooh, yeah. All right, boom. So drops and tablets are always round to the whole number. No, it's capsules, because you can't break a capsule. You can break a tablet if it says score tablets, because score, you ever seen a tablet and it's got that little line in the middle? That means you can break it. But a capsule, it's got to be a whole, because you can't break a capsule. Okay, so I think we're done. We are done studying. So thank you, YouTubers, for tuning in. I appreciate your feedback, and I appreciate your